Welcome back to Adventures of a Black Belt Sommelier, sponsored by Four Paws Restaurant, the iconic fine dining restaurant in St. Paul, Minnesota, with this beautiful wine cellar pictured behind me. Wonderful food, attentive professional service, and fantastic wines, both by the glass and by the bottle. And we have a good cocktail program too. Stop by and see me sometime soon. You can have a great, really great glass of wine at the bar, or you can have a really great bottle of wine at the table. Um, I've said occasionally recently, it's some days it's really good to be the sommelier. Last week, I got invited by a local wine distributor to a tasting of the Piemontese wines of Vietti. I wouldn't have missed it. I'm a huge fan of Vietti wines. This was a comprehensive tasting, like 15 different wines. I'm just going to tell you the standouts for me. What really was the standout for me was the 2019 Barbera d'Alba Scarone Vigna Vecchia. So it's an old vines Barbera from Alba, 2019, made by this extraordinary winery Vietti. It is dark, actually darker in color than the Barolos that we tasted, and it's pretty full-bodied on the palate, like medium-bodied plus or full-bodied minus. It's got loads and loads of dark fruit and red fruits and some a little bit of oakiness and big, rich textured presence on the palate. Long finish. It's maturing, but has a long life ahead of it. If you opened it tonight, it's a stunning wine. Stunning wine. With maybe roast duck with a little cherry called a griotine, a marinated French cherry called a griotine, roast duck with griotines. This wine would be fabulous with it, or any kind of any kind of fruit sauce like that. But griotines are really delicious with duck. This is an extraordinary wine. It's about as good as Barbera from anywhere gets. Barbera d'Alba gets. It's absolutely fabulous wine. It's worth searching for. Vietti, 2019, Barbera d'Alba Scarone Vigna Vecchia. So old vines, I think they say that their definition of old vines is 75 years plus. Um, there's no technical definition, but that's theirs. Then we tasted 2021 Barolos. Um, it's the wines are stunning. It's every wine. We tasted the Barolo and then all the crus. The Barolo is, it's a big quantum change in Barolo in my time in the wine industry. I actually commented during the tasting that when I first started tasting wine professionally, I would taste Barolo, young Barolo, and they just weren't very pleasant wines. And I was generally or always told, you have to give Barolo 30 years. And then, I would have an opportunity to taste a Barolo when it was 20 years old or 25 years old or 30 years old. You know, if wine doesn't start out as a good wine, it doesn't end up being a good wine. And if all the elements aren't in balance, they don't end up in balance when it's 30 years old. And it's an enormous kind of change in wine. The improvement in average quality of Italian wines in general, but especially in my experience, Barolo, and the fact that you can drink them. They're made in a way that they are well-made wines. So they benefit obviously they benefit with bottle age, but they're not unpleasant to drink when they're young as they used to be. The 2021 Barolo is, it's delicious now. You could have it tonight with probably some kind of pasta bolognese or something, but if and some white truffles if you have them. But um, it's going to get better. It's not that it's not a great wine. It's a great wine today. It's fabulous, fabulous Barolo, young Barolo. It's just that you're wasting the potential of the wine of what it could be in another 6 or 7 years when it's 10 years old, and then for a long time after that, yes, if stored in a cool wine cellar. And then there are the crus, so the Brunate and the Rivera, the Roca di Castiglione, and the Mobiliero. I also commented in the tasting. I always love Mobiliero. Um, all the crus Cru, of course, refers to a wine where all the grapes come from one vineyard, kind of like, it's a word borrowed from Burgundy. So the Cru, Barolos, Brunate, Rivera, Castiglione di Folletto, Montediero, etc., um, are single vineyard Barolos. They're all stunning. 2021 Vietti Barolos are all stunning. My favorite was the Montediero. I thought it was very close to a perfect young Barolo. Again, they're very pleasant to drink now, but you are enormously wasting the potential of one of these wines if you open it and drink it now. I would suggest that any of the Crus you give at least, I'd say 7 more years. So it's 10 years old when you open it and drink it. And then even ideally even longer than that, because these are wines that are going to improve enormously with time in the bottle. And they're going to turn into something very, very special with time stored well in a cool, dark wine cellar. Um, they're not inexpensive, but they're worth every penny. The 2021 Barolos from Vietti are worth searching for. And by the way, if you don't know about a website called Wine Searcher, you should. You can go on Wine Searcher, type in 2021 Vietti, and it will tell you, if you want it to, it'll tell you every store in the world that carries 2021 Vietti wines. Or you can filter it by your town or your state or people who can ship to you in your town. It's a really great website, winesearcher.com. Look for the 2021 Vietti Barolos and that 2019 Barbera d'Alba Scarone Vigna Vecchia. All of them are absolutely stunning wines. Thanks for tuning in to Adventures of Black Belt Sommelier. I hope you'll come by and see me at the bar or in the dining room at Four Paws sometime soon. We have really, really, really fabulous wines by the glass. And if it warms back up here in St. Paul, we have a really, really beautiful patio to drink some Sancerre or Vinho Verde or Provence Rosé. We have Flowers Rosé. We have Chateau Moussard, my favorite, Chateau Moussard Rosé from Lebanon. It's one of my favorite wineries in the world. We have their Jeune Rosé by the glass and the Flowers Pinot Noir Rosé by the glass and a Provence Rosé called Bieler. All three are just stunning wines, and the Sancerre is superb and perfect for patio drinking. And the Vinho Verde, of course, is light and fresh and crisp with a tiny bit of effervescence, and is another iconic summer patio wine. And as I said, we have a really, really beautiful patio for you to sit and enjoy a nice glass of wine or a bottle of wine and dinner. Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.